Hi everybody. Quick disclaimer, this video is going to be about my mental health. So if that makes you uncomfortable or if you're not in the right mind space for that right now, totally get it. I love you anyways. I'll see you in the next post or later. So recently I've been posting stories to my Instagram about my recent mental health journey, specifically pertaining to my anxiety meds. So I started anxiety meds not for the very first time, because my anxiety disorder spans back uh, generations, as it were. So I tried it when I was like late teens, early 20s, hated it. It was no good. And I was also trying to, I was very depressed, a lot of anxiety, and I was doing it for a girl that I liked a lot, I loved. I thought we were going to get married. Things didn't work out. I was more into it than she was, let's say. And once that was over, I lost my motivation. So flash forward to 26, 27, I had spent basically the rest of that time doing nothing. And not like, oh, I went to work and then I came home and then I just sat and I went to work and then I came home and I sat and then I went. No, I literally did nothing. Luckily, my family took me in and they provided for me and they just let me recover. I was a broken mess. And yeah, it took me years, and then I finally found things to care about. Voice acting being one of them, acting in general being one of them, and I found a reason to better myself for me, you know. So I started working on me, how to make myself deal with my anxiety disorder. I had to learn about it. I didn't really understand it when I first got out here to Texas. And so I learned about it. And I did all these different things. I started working out, eating better, taking care of myself. And I reached a point where I was like, okay. And all of this was alongside my voice acting journey, relearning acting and getting my basics back into it. And et cetera, learning about voice acting. And this journey, all these things were happening at once, like my physical health, my mental health, and my rekindling my passion for acting and trying to pursue that as a career. It's a lot. And it might not sound like a lot, but it's a lot. And anybody who has kind of gone through even just one of those things, it can take up your entire time, like just trying to lose weight or whatever, or improve your physical health. That can be just your full-time thing, not trying to big myself out, whatever. You get it. So I reached a point where I realized I've gotten as far as I can on my own. I would love to take therapy. I couldn't afford it because, again, I didn't have a job. I don't have health insurance. I still don't. Even though I'm making money doing voice acting, I'm not doing it. I'm not making money consistently enough where I feel comfortable to spend money on that stuff. Like right now, most of my money is going back into the business, like, investing in equipment, investing in classing, and then in coaches and stuff. So yeah, I can't really find a therapist at the moment. But I was like, okay, brain meds sucked before. They suck. They're hard. They really are. Like, you're literally putting things in your brain that are messing with your brain chemistry. That makes sense. There's a logic there. And it can make you feel sick. It can make you feel moody. It can make you feel forgetful, brain fog. There's so many things that it can make you feel that just doesn't feel good. But now I'm no longer doing it for a girlfriend who I want to make love me, which, spoiler alert, you can't make people love you. I'm sorry. Sorry. I love you. But I wanted to do it for me. I've done all these other things. For me, for my own personal journey, and it's made it easier. And I have now the support system where I feel safe to be able to do it here with my family that's taken me in and supported me for, like, they still are. I still can't really take care of myself, and I can't have a normal job because I want you to be, what's the word, like dependable and consistent. Yeah, I can't do it. I have days where I can't work. I'm too anxious. I can barely get out of bed. So anyways, I started taking anxiety meds. I started with Zoloft. This is like the very beginning of the pandemic, so it was kind of perfect. Took Zoloft and I got super depressed very quickly. 3 weeks in, my sister, who's a doctor, she was like, nope, you're done. Get it out. You're no longer allowed to take this. Like, you're getting too depressed and it's not safe. History of depression. I totally get it. Cool. Zoloft's out. Went on to Cymbalta. Cymbalta worked for like 8 months. I started kicking some serious butt, like machining. I was doing things I didn't even know I could do, reaching out to agencies, reaching out to studios, auditioning just way more, getting work. And I made a lot of progress in 8 months. And then December hit. And I hit a wall. I hit a hard wall. And I started to struggle again. And I'm still kind of working through what happened. I blame myself for most of it, I pushed myself too hard. Oh, it's seasonable attributed depression syndrome. I also don't do well around the holidays, So I was like, oh, maybe it's just the holidays made me sad. But then it was March and I'm still struggling. I was doing an audiobook. This is really embarrassing to admit, but this is what this video is for. I had an audiobook that, time-wise, looking at the stats, should have taken me 3 weeks. It took me 3 months, if not closer to 4. And I'm so thankful to Blake, the author, for giving me the time to get through it. Never once got upset, never once was impatient. He was very understanding the entire time, and I really appreciate him allowing me that time, So I was like, all right, I don't know what this is. Maybe the medicine stopped. So I stopped taking Cymbalta. I talked to my doctor, stopped taking Cymbalta, and I weaned on to Wellbutrin. And this is where my stories started. And I was chronicling because I wanted to normalize for people mental health. And you're not alone. I have an anxiety disorder. I have a history of depression. I have a history of suicide, like thoughts and attempts. Singular. I'm not going to, let's not exaggerate, but like we're out there, and social media is this place where everything's curated. I'm breaking social media rules where I'm not curated. Like, oh, my life's perfect. Look, everything's so great. I mean, literally, this is being held on by, a little, like, it's not, my life isn't perfect. And to try to curate it to be such as disingenuous, and I don't like that. And I'm also breaking rules in voice acting and voiceover because it's the same thing. You have to be marketable and you have to be super easygoing and just super great and dependable. I am dependable. I get stuff done. If there's a deadline, I get it done. Now, I might overdo it and really mess myself up, which is something I'm working on to get it done. And then I'm kind of useless for a few days, but acting is you go gig to gig. And so I work on my own schedule. Today I woke up at like 1 p.m. because the acting class I had this weekend was really emotionally tough. But I can do that. I can work until 10 o'clock tonight because that's my schedule. And also, if a client watches this video, first of all, client's not going to watch this. I'm already at 10 minutes. You're not watching this. But if a client or a casting director watches this and they're like, oh, anxiety disorder, depression. I don't want to work with him. Good. I don't really want to work with you either, because it's a part of me. There's nothing I can do about it. And I have accepted that I have an anxiety disorder. I am going to have an anxiety disorder my whole life. And if you don't like that, okay. I can't get along with everybody. I can't please everybody. And I think that part of the reason I hit a wall was I was getting into social media, and I was looking at all these numbers. Instagram, I'm almost at 1,000. I was working so hard to consistently put out content, and then I would obsess about the numbers. YouTube, same thing, so hard. Facebook, a little less so. And in December, I hit a wall, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. This is killing me. And I still have these things where I put out these reels, and like one of my reels has almost 4,000 views. And it's like, oh, it's addicting. I totally get it, but I'm over it. I am going to create content that brings joy to me, because if I don't enjoy voice acting and acting and all of this, I might as well just go work at the grocery store. I don't want to be miserable doing this, because I already struggle with mental issues. And again, I started doing things for other people, for an audience. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be internet famous. I want to voice act. I want to get in games and animation and anime, but not for the fame of it. I love it. It's an art form that I respect and I love and I want to be a part of, and I want to reach people. I want to connect with people, because I have connected with animation and games and characters. There are characters, I relate to fictional characters a lot of the time more than real people, which sounds sociopathic maybe, but like you get to know them so much more intimately than you do real people a lot of the time, because real people, it's scary to open up. Like this right here, in my Instagram stories, people were messaging me saying that I was brave, and I really appreciate those messages, and I'm not trying to negate or downplay what you said, but I didn't feel brave. Those stories were temporary. They're going to go away in 24 hours. Only 20 people looked at them. I mean, I'm probably going to get 20 views of 3 seconds of this video, but that's not the point. This video, if I can help one person, even in my lifetime, if I can help one person, if I can connect with one person, if I can help one person not feel so alone, that's a success. It's 100% a success. Now, I'd like to help more. I started a support group on Facebook. I probably can't even post this there, for creatives to have a safe space on the internet, because the internet's not a safe space to put out there that, hey, I have a mental illness. Hey, I'm struggling with my identity. Hey, I'm having a bad day, because you get attacked. And in this Facebook group, you're not going to get attacked. And if you do get attacked, that attacker's getting out. You're out. I've lost my train of thought. Because right now, I'll just go back to the medication. Wellbutrin made me feel horrible. I was on it for 3 weeks, and it started off with physical side effects. Heart palpitations that scared me. Tingling of like my lips and tongue. I couldn't think very well. I'm still struggling with that one a bit. And I had extreme dizziness, to the point where like when I went to an improv class, I had to be driven. And I was mentally just out of it, not in the past 3 weeks, but since December, I've gained 30 pounds, and that sucks, because I lost 100. It took me 3 years. I lost 100 pounds, and I gained 30 inside of 4 months. And it's depressing. So I was, with brain medications, anti-anxiety, antidepressants, you have to give it a few weeks. You have to suffer, unfortunately, for a few weeks to see if it works. And I hit 3 weeks. They say 4 to 6. And I sat down with my sister and I became very emotional and I started crying. And I was like, I cannot take this medicine anymore. Every day is worse. So, talked to my doctor again. Just stopped Wellbutrin altogether. Now I'm starting on Prestique. Today, I started 2 Fridays ago. Today is now Monday. So do the math. I can't do math. So a week, Friday would be day 8, Saturday 9, 10, 11. So on day 11, I've now started the full dose. I don't know how I'm going to react. I have no idea. Right now, I feel okay. Actually, right now, I feel like how I did before I had no medication in me, which is, I'm very rambly and blah, 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 blah. My anxiety, base level is a little higher than normal, which is fun. But, yeah, I wanted to share this with anybody who is struggling with mental illness, with anxiety, depression, even if it's not that serious, not that anything else is less serious, but even if you're not diagnosed with something, if you're lonely, you're stressed, you feel abnormal. As a teenager, I felt broken as hell. I wish that I had known that I had an anxiety disorder, but also, would I have felt better? I might have been like, oh, cool. I am broken. Look at me. There's something wrong with me. But I'm grateful now to understand that I wasn't needy. I wasn't, I am, but there's a reason for it. I'm insecure, I'm needy, but it spawns from my anxiety disorder. And because I know that, there are things I can either warn people saying, hey, I'm feeling really insecure today. So can we interact in a way that's going to help me just today? And hopefully tomorrow I'll feel better. And I want to be able to do that for other people. Whether it's through the Stay Sturdy My Friends group, or if it's through videos like this, I want people to be able to even reach out to me. Now I don't have all the time in the world. I really wish that I could talk to everybody and help everybody have a better day. I can't. And there's even some days or weeks or months or whatever, like I'm talking about, where I'm having a hard time helping myself. I don't know. I feel like I've lost the thread for this video, but I don't know. You're not alone. And social media, I'm right now just making things that make me happy. And I'm trying to ignore the numbers. If I could actually make my follower count disappear, I would. Instagram, I have almost 1,000. There are people who have 300,000 who it's and they do amazing things. I'm not saying that they suck, but it's also that scope. You're famous to a very limited amount of people, in the grand scope of things. What does it matter? And then people who have that much influence have their own issues. My Twitter, I have 100. I just started TikTok, I have 20. It doesn't matter. Do what you enjoy. Find joy in your life. And people who are in your life that don't make you happy, if they are actively making you miserable, are they worth having in your life? I left Indiana because I just couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. So much negativity, so much toxic everything. And if any of my family's watching this and you've gotten to this point and you feel offended, I apologize. I do love you. But I'm glad that I left. And I've never felt so fulfilled having this goal, doing things for me and being encouraged to share my thoughts and feelings and having the support that I have here and the people that I've been meeting. Like, the numbers or whatever. This past weekend, I genuinely met people in an acting class that I want to be friends with. I hope that I'm friends with them more than just like, oh, hey, we're acquaintances, like, we're VO buddies, here's a gig that you'd be good for. I want to genuinely be friends with you. I really do. I don't know if you're watching 20 minutes into this, but that class it also was kind of inspiring me to record this. It was a very powerful, emotional class. But yeah, you are enough. What you're doing is good. It's just one foot in front of the other. And I know these are like cookie cutter cliche things, but it really, I don't know what else to say. It's like, because I would have hated hearing that at my lowest point. And knowing that other people were suffering doesn't help me. It never has. Like, oh, you have depression, I have depression. I don't care, dude. It doesn't help me. And I'm not trying to one-up anybody or say that I'm worse off than you. Everybody's different. Everybody's journey's different. Everybody, like, even if you have an anxiety disorder as well, our anxiety disorders are different. They manifest different. One person needs to keep working all the time. I need to take a break. People need to go outside and see the sun and see people. I need to literally be shut in the dark and be alone for a while. I want you to try. That's it. Find people who are good for your mental health, who support you, who genuinely care, who will just listen. Just listen. Just listening is such an underrated thing. It's hard. I try my best to listen. I talk a lot. I chat. It's an anxiety thing I do. I talk a lot. I try so hard just to listen because a lot of the time that's what I need. I will complain. I love to complain. And people want to solve problems. That's not I don't need you to solve my problems. You just let me complain. Generally, it's either a thing that I can do nothing about. I just need to get it out of my brain, or I'll figure it out while I'm talking. And I don't know. I'm here for you. It might take me a minute, it might take me a day, but I do genuinely care about you and your mental status, and I want you to succeed. I genuinely do. Even if you are another actor and you sound just like me and we are technically competition, I want you to succeed. 100%. If we're going for the same role and you get it, awesome. Congratulations. And if you're not an actor and you're doing art, I love the people I've met on Instagram who are doing art. You're all so talented, and it inspires me. It genuinely, I love going through my feed and seeing all of the amazing art. And you're all so young. I'm 32. I'm about ready to die. But you're all amazing. And I want you to succeed and to be happy and to do it for you. I think that's it. I'm getting emotional. So, yeah, I don't remember the point of this video. It was 25 minutes ago, but I wanted to do something more permanent than like a 10-second video that's going to disappear in an hour. So if this upsets people, if this gets me not castable by somebody, whatever. But this is something that's important to me. And if you watch this whole thing, thank you. All right, everybody. I'll see you in the next post.